The story begins with a guy named Ganta Nakami. He suffers from insomnia. He's always worried about something, whether it's thoughts or noise. Then there is a story about a girl who was rejected one day and she decided to end her life. There was a guy from her circle who devoted himself to astronomy for her sake, but he died soon after. Other members of the circle also began to pass away. It was closed, but the girl's spirit remained there. All this, obviously, was a story told by a schoolgirl during idleness. The girl who was telling this was asked to stop talking and continue preparing for the school festival. She points to Nakami, who is sleeping under a cardboard box and doing nothing. They make fun of his absent-mindedness. He went to get the boxes that he was asked to take. He is greeted by Yukagawa Tao. Nakami was asleep again according to him. He can't sleep at night, and during the day he gets very tired, and because of this he is bullied. The guy enters the warehouse and finds himself in the secret base of the school. He decides to take a nap, but suddenly he notices a girl sleeping here. The guy decides to take a closer look. Both start. She woke up and suddenly screamed in fright and was about to run away from here. Nakagami recognizes her and stops her. Her name is Isaki Magari. They find themselves trapped here without communication with the outside world. The guy explains the reason for appearing here because of the boxes. He decided to turn on the switch, but because of the light of the flashlight, which she accidentally showed him in the eyes, he became more cheerful. The girl talks about her problem with insomnia, so she doesn't want to leave here. The guy still asks to inform his friend Yukagawa, who, according to him, can be trusted, that they have problems sleeping and specifically in this situation they are locked here. It turns out that the girl herself came up with a story about a ghost in a former astronomy club. The girl suddenly fell asleep. He also fell asleep. Ganta wakes up and realizes that his head doesn't hurt anymore. Both were in an awkward position. Suddenly Yukagawa opens the door for them. Magari gives his number to Ganta and leaves. Later, in the medical office, the doctor Yuzako Kurashiki says that insomnia is common in Japan for a quarter of the population. Magari comes in here, and along with her comes the cat who stole a cabbage leaf from a sandwich. Their insomnia is still making itself felt. The guys decided to rearrange the base. Nakagami talked about how he spends his nights. Magari had the idea to found a night fun club. Later that night, they met again. There's not a single soul on the street. They are enjoying the walk. The guy talks about how he was given a camera, but as a child he then wanted a console, and was very upset that he did not get it. Isaki talked about her soreness as a child, but later she started playing sports. Suddenly the guys notice a policeman riding a bicycle. They're hiding from him. He's gone. Then she started talking about gymnastics and swimming, but since childhood she was weak and fragile. For this reason, she does not talk about sleep problems. They both looked up at the sky. It was beautiful. Nakami decided to capture this. Magari asks him to take pictures of her. Morning came. Ganta is preparing breakfast. The TV is blinking in the background. His father had already had a good night's sleep. The guy went to school. He meets Magari again today. He was too shy to say hello to her. He writes her a message on the phone that they should not talk in public, so that there are no questions from others. They don't need to know about the observatory and its lack of sleep. She tries not to show it. While both are spending time with their comrades, they sit and discuss the planned cleaning. Ganta said he would look for futons at home. Magari brings all sorts of games there. She says she reads somewhere that those who cannot sleep, the reason for this may be uncomfortable conditions of the place to sleep. He says they'll have to sleep on the floor. Isaki offers to steal mats from the gym, but they can be caught for it. For them, the question of what they will sleep on remains open to them. The next day came. It was a normal school day. Isaki is discussing with her friend a cat who once stole a lettuce leaf from a school nurse's sandwich. Kurashiki called this cat a tailed creature. Later they started doing homework. The girls are discussing the sleepy Nakagami again. They're laughing at him again. He was embarrassed and left to wander through the corridors. He finds sofas. The guy meets Isaki and tells her to come to where they are after class. She is delighted with them, so they are also on the discard. Both really want to steal them. They take it to their observatories. For them, moving up the stairs was very difficult. Using the rock, paper, scissors method, Isaki is the first to sit on the sofa. She thinks how comfortable it would be to take a lying position on it. Ganta takes the stand, but for a joke she puts her feet on it. She apologized for that. They hear someone's presence. It turns out to be a cat. She decided to climb on the sofa. Isaki gives her the nickname the Second, saying that she is the new second member of the club. Later, the cat climbs back into the nurse's office. Ganta was going to fix the door to the observatory. When Isaki asked about his participation in clubs, he said that he was not a member anywhere, and it was too late. While the guy is fixing the door, she decided to buy ice cream. The cat brings him a salad and he is met by a nurse. She sees that the place that was a warehouse has been cleaned. Isaki comes in here. The guys admit why they need all this. They also talk about their insomnia. She says she will have to report on the condition of the warehouse. Later, the guys are called to the teacher's room. The guys became members of the astronomy club. Kurashiki decided to become their curator. The guys thanked them. They were told that now the students would not be repelled by the ghost story. Coming out of the office, both laughed. Already at night, they built a small telescope and decided to start by viewing the moon. Isaki said that if she ends up on the moon, she will wave from there for Ganta. Ganta tells Yukigawa about how things are going with the telescope and the circle in general. Some girl hears about the restoration of the club. Nakami is appointed the head of the circle. All that is required of him is the September financial meeting. The very business of running a club cannot do without monetary investments. If they are inactive more often in a year, then it can be safely closed and they can be kicked out of the observatory. Neither he nor the curator understand what the astronomy circle is doing. They decided to look at the old archives of the club's past activities. Kurashiki suggests seeking advice from Shiramaru Yui. Ganta says to contact Yukigawa for advice about the report, because he works in the student council. Isaki is already thinking about the refrigerator. They arrive at the right station. Both are trying to get there on foot, but notice that they have already passed their destination. They got to the place with arcade machines. They are greeted by Shiramaru. She finds out where the guys are from and asks to go to her house. She forgot to clean up. The guys do not get an answer to the question about the activities of the circle itself. Yui examines the photos taken by Ganta. She gives him a couple of tips and accidentally stumbles upon photos of Isaki. She herself says that Yui is independent, while Ganta said that she is clearly not sociable. The guys are trying her cooking. They like it. Shiramaru said she was the manager of the vending machine room. The three decide to go outside. She gives Ganta a physical and interface guide for using the camera at night. He's doing quite well with the focus setting. Isaki and Ganta really like the result. Before they left, Yui said she would drop in on them sometimes. The next day, Magari has a swim. After class, she goes to the observatory. Shiramaru and Kurashiki are already waiting there. Nakami talks about the upcoming Perseid meteor shower and suggests having a viewing party. The curator also talks about the upcoming astronomical photography competition. Winning it guarantees a lot of funding. The guys are discussing a place for a possible good photo. The guy gives the keys to the curator. She praises him for his work and says that insomnia will help him here. Ganta and Isaki discuss the idea for a poster. Yui, meanwhile, cooks at home, and later she decides to take a walk with her cat. She gets to a place where she starts taking pictures of the night sky. Along with this, she made pancakes for herself. After waiting for a while, Yui looks at the result and is amazed. She writes to the guys, forgetting that it's night, but it turns out they are not sleeping. She is pleasantly surprised, because the photo she shared, they liked it. Ganta is engaged in setting up the camera and its direction. He is extremely passionate about this case. Another photo of the starry sky was taken. During the day, Isaki drinks refreshing drinks with her friends. The girl shares her drink with one. They are discussing the past test. One of them was distracted by the sleeping Ganta. He annoys her with his impressiveness. Magari tells them that she has joined the astronomy club. She invites them to come and look at the stars. They agreed. One of them said that she was not interested in the stars, but would like to go to school at night. Later, they began to discuss the legend that says that if the lovers silently pass the 7 bridges of Misogi, then they will be together forever. Isaki says that she used to make lanterns at the last festival. She doesn't know if the head of the club likes fireworks. Nakami wants to take the camera on a summer trip to the sea and through his friend asks for permission to take it. Yukigawa asks him about Isaki and how things are between them. Ganta said he was just reviving the astronomy circle with her. The guy was confused by his questions. He lost a game of shogi. Nakami and Magari met again. Both remained silent. The guy left on a bicycle. He tries to make a tent at Yui. Suddenly Yukigawa appeared, scaring her. She evaluates Nakami's work done and gives criticism to his photographs. Tao is surprised by this. Gan was upset, went to open her club and left them the keys. Isaki comes to them. Ganta's friend decided to leave them. Both are discussing the camera setup guide. The girl was afraid of the large text in Nakami's notes. According to him, he ruined the photos he took. Magari offers to draw posters for a sports festival. They look at the photos again. Ganta suggests she go for a walk with him at the place where there will be fireworks. Yui was eavesdropping on them and didn't want to interrupt them at such an awkward moment. In the morning, classmates came to the distribution of groups. The kid will have to spend the next 3 days with hater Rui. Yukigawa calls him at night. He told him that the permission for the camera was not given, and it will be cloudy all these 3 days. Ganta is being confused about Isaki again. Rui notices Nakami riding a bike. The next day it started to rain. The girls think that the trip can be cancelled. Haida decided to go to the toilet for Gant. He said he saw him at night. Their teacher was eavesdropping on them. The guys got off with a warning. The guy yelled at the teacher because of the words about insomnia. At the observatory, he sadly tells Isaki about what happened. She encouraged him and told him to make 1 teru bonds. They're already asleep. Magari decided to lie down next to him. She listened to his heartbeat. Ganta wakes up with bags over her eyes. He remembers Isaki's words, and then he leaves the house. The students have already gone camping. The girls are discussing the next 3 days again. Motoko is outraged that they will not be allowed to use phones. They decide to play pronunciation. Rui is bothering Ganta. The guy was so tired that he barely woke up when they had already arrived. The class came to a special place for camping. Everyone starts pitching tents. Rui and his friends throw cones. The rest collect firewood and cook food. There is fuss, noise, and hubbub everywhere. Nakami is individually engaged in cooking. And so, night came. Everyone went to their tents and got ready for bed. Meanwhile, the adults decided to have a drink in honor of the event. The guys decide to go to the girls except for the sleepy Ganta, but they were caught by their teacher. It was a failure for them. Rui came up with the idea of having a party in a tent, and they all started making noise. They all fell asleep. Only Nakami couldn't sleep. On a cloudy morning, the guys ran out for a run. Mr. Hakui decides to raise the spirits of the students. It started raining heavily. The guys sleep in tents, and again Ganta can't sleep. He's thinking about his problem. He decided to leave the tent with a camera. On the way to the seashore, he meets Magari Isaki. They went ashore and decided to run along it. They noticed the reflection in the water. They froze in amazement. Isaki suddenly wanted to scream. Nakami too. Later they started photographing the sky. They need to wait another 2 hours before completing the photos. Magari offers to play pronunciation. According to him, he does not manage to fool around and laugh. The girl offers to sleep together. She said she sleeps better next to him. Nakami too. They lay down opposite each other. The guy started holding his breath. They choose a more comfortable position. They fall asleep. Ganta wakes up and sees by the time that everyone will wake up soon. He wakes her up. Both quickly pack up and run back. Nakami stops and asks to take a picture of her. She doesn't mind. Both are in a hurry again. Yui arrives at Ganta and Isaki's school. Today is a normal, hot, summer school day. Nakami is in full operation of the observatory. Magari got a fan. But there is one but. The fan blows with a warm wind. The guys brought souvenirs from Kairihama. A souvenir was also brought for the cat. Shiramaru speaks about the absence of reflection in the water. Nakami is convinced that it was there. A curator came from Magari with a net for a fan. Ganta looks at the photos and then observes that last photo of Isaki from that trip. He is noticed by Yukigawa on a side job. Then this girl joins them. They thank Tao for the permission to hang posters. They are considering promoting the idea of their event. Magari said she could ask her friends to help with this. The photos taken by Ganta, according to him, are not suitable for the event yet. He is inspired by perseverance and hard work. Tao blurted out too much about the photo of Isaki. Later, she looked askance at the guy all the time. She decided to look at this photo and point out the embarrassing details for her. The guys started discussing the place for the trip and decided to organize a training camp. Before they parted, she told him to take pictures of her there too, so that, they say, part of her still remained. There was a strange pause. Nakami later reflects on what was said. The guy read their correspondence right up to the very beginning. He still didn't understand what she was talking about in the last sentence. The teacher announces the upcoming exam. Later, Magari and then Nakami watch Nano as she draws. They ask her to draw posters. Nakami takes off her shirt at her request. The girls were confused. Then she asked Magari to pose with him. They were embarrassed. Copies of the posters were made according to the drawing. They need more people to help. Ganta went looking. Isaki was already sleeping in the observatory. He asks Anamizu to help. She said she would think about it after training. She had a hard time with baseball there. She asks the guy to practice some more. She plays pitcher. She often has to miss. She gathered her will into a fist and made the first successful throw. The next day, Motoko joins them. They put up posters where they planned. Ganta asks Yui to join them. She refuses because it will be awkward for her to be with these lovebirds. Everyone was in the restaurant, even Motoko, working here. Her parents, who run this restaurant, thank Motoko for the care of their daughter. After such a gathering, Nakami apologizes to the curator for the alleged inconvenience. He worries about others. He is afraid that everyone will be disappointed. The curator told him that his meticulousness would become his talent. The day of the festival has come. Isaki is wondering if she should wear a yukata. When she came to friends, she came in casual clothes. The team is divided by the distribution of leaflets. Ganta thanks the girls in advance for their help in this matter. Everyone is trying their best to distribute them. Some leaflets were even thrown away. The girls gave away only half of all they had. Ganta thanks them again for their work. He gives the keys to Magari for safekeeping and goes to Shokusai Market. The guy is handing out flyers and accidentally stumbles upon Rui. He says it's good to work for the good of his circle, but advises him not to overwork. Ganta didn't like his statement. Then he meets Yukagawa. He said that he was on a break and that he could help him with the leaflets. Nakami wanted to watch the fireworks with Magari. He went to her. She still decided to wear a yukata. They spent this festival together, then went to school. It seems that they came first. Isaki decides to inform the others. They met a cat. All three are walking through the school. Ganta and Isaki are fooling around. Magari also talks about how she once spent time in the hospital. They finally reach the roof. Nakami gets everything they need. He tells how it used to be uncomfortable for him to be in a crowd on such holidays, but now he is happy with her. There is an awkward moment between them. Suddenly he is interrupted by the appearance of her friends. Everyone had a good day of the festival. Only Nakami and Magari remained. They go to the observatory and open the window there. Isaki climbs up there and almost falls. She is saved by Ganta. She talks about her heart problem. This is the reason for her insomnia, because she is afraid that she may be about to fall asleep and not wake up again. The guy says he is always ready to listen to her at any time. She burst into tears. The next day, the girls discuss pictures of fireworks from yesterday. Later at home, Isaki prepares for bed at home. She still can't sleep. Ganta invites her to listen to his podcast. She also decides to try to make a podcast. Both were so carried away by the chatter that they began to fall asleep. Magari fell asleep. Nakami decided to listen to her because she forgot to turn off the podcast. They felt like they were right next to each other. Then he fell asleep too. The students have written the exam and are ready to go on vacation. With exams, everything is different for everyone. The ceremony began. The director is giving his next lecture-sounding speech. The girls are waiting for Nakami and Yukagawa from the next conversation with the student council. They decide to go to them. The meeting went smoothly. The girls realize that they have entered the student council office, a place where ordinary students are not allowed. Tao lets them have lunch here if they don't say anything to anyone about their presence here. They started talking about their talents. They told and showed it so enthusiastically. Only here Isaki could not tell them the story from My Neighbor Totoro. At night, Ganta has a dream where he and his mom are looking at the stars. He wakes up from such a rustle. Another hot day of summer. Anamizu is playing baseball. Some guy comes up to her and asks her to find out about the party at their place. Yukagawa and Nano look at the posters she made. Anamizu comes to them. Isaki and Motoko went to the hypermarket to buy everything. They headed back into the heat with a heavy load. Motoko bought some yummy treats for Anamizu. The guys started discussing Nakami. Yukagawa talks about his sporting past. The girls are surprised. The guy used to run very fast, but because of his clumsiness, he sometimes slowed down the pace. He walks into the office and doesn't understand what Motoko is laughing at. The guys began to think about the party plan. Having finally received permission for it from the student council, they are building a plan. A headband with antennas is put on the Ganta. Everyone laughs. The big day will come tomorrow. The next day it started to rain. The guy blames himself for it. He ran away. Magari looked at him with pain in her eyes. Everyone has already left school. Magari and Shiramaru decide to look for Nakami. Isaki finds him at the other end of the river. They met again. They hid from the rain. She decided to start hosting a podcast. She told me how she felt then, being next to him. She realized that he was special to her. Suddenly an awkward pause. Then they had to hide once again, only this time from the bus. Another awkward silence. This moment could last forever. Suddenly Yui appears. She runs away, realizing that she came at the most inopportune moment and calls them doves. They chased after her. They go into the cafe where everyone else was sitting. Ganta apologizes to them. Yukagawa said he shouldn't worry. The rest confirm that he should not worry so much. After all, meteor showers can be seen next time. Then they both sat down at the table. The guy tells where he was and what happened, except for the case with Magari. Yui hinted at this. She embarrassed the couple. It is abnormally hot outside and the temperature is not going to fall, as weather forecasts say. Isaki does the laundry. Her sister drives in every possible way with chores and around the house and her whims. The guys in the student council office are discussing a photography training camp that should start soon. Ganta wants to make every effort on the following photos for the upcoming contest. He doesn't want it to be the same as last time. When Yukagawa started talking about Ganta's father, Nakami said he didn't want to discuss financial matters with him. Suddenly Magari came and asked what they were both doing. Ganta finally got a part-time job. At home, Magari asked her sister about driving to their grandmother's house. She replies that you can get there on one of the flights by bus. Nakami is sitting, working at the observatory and recording a podcast. The cat is amazed by the sight. The guy is going to watch the moon today. He talks about his business with gusto. He likes it. It turns out he can read minds. And when he uttered the phrase that Magari thought of, she fell out of bed in surprise. The day of the interview came. He failed it. The guy decides to go to Shiramaru. He notices her lying on the floor. He thought she was dead. It turns out she just didn't get enough sleep. She said that she would drop by later, and while she left to wash, Yui asked Nakami to clean up the hall. A lot of work came out. He was finished by the time she arrived. The guy tells her about the problem with finances for the camp. He tells the problem of asking his father for money, which would put him in a difficult position because of his father's excesses. Shiramaru offers him to work for her. He's happy about it. Isaki and Tao visit their friend at work. Yui is sleeping again. The girls decided to relax on the beach. Then they went to change clothes. Nano and Anamizu were very confused while changing clothes. Later they went to have fun in the water. Haida came to them. He works part-time at a beach cafe. Tao and Ganta are going to work part-time. Nakami is stalling because a cicada crashed into his face. Shiramaru is well ensconced in her own pool. The guys got to work. Motoko chastises girls for their pastimes. They are treated to drinks by some guys. Shiramaru and Nakami discuss the limitations of their budget and travel options. She gives him the job of calculating the budget. He understands that there is not enough money. Magari came to him. She said that she was approached and it was first-year students. I'm sorry, they didn't work out. Ganta talks about a problem with the trip plan. She said that grandma's house would be free for them all summer. The guy is all for the new option. Later, at Isaki's house, her sister says that she will also go with her. She's not happy about it. Nakami and the curator came to Isaki. They were met by her parents. Magari decided to move away for now and talk to Ganta. He saw her sister, who introduced herself as Dekeyama. Isaki returns to them and she was surprised by her presence here. She introduced him to her. Her sister teases her, and then says that she will go with them and will accompany them. Later, the group goes into heat. Kurashiki felt heavy and she wanted a beer. They visited Nakami's house. The curator informed his father about their trip. His father talks about how his son had to wear the same shoes even when he had already grown out of them. He also talks about the reason for his behavior. This happened after the mother left the family. Yui teaches a guy to take composite photos of the night sky. Shiramaru talks about his trip to Kanazawa. Even despite her reluctance to go there because of the deplorable situation of the circle, she still participated there and won. She said that his photos of the sky have become better, but asks him to do them more sincerely. He was inspired by this idea. She was embarrassed. Later, Ganta and Isaki have already arrived there. They're having a lot of fun in different places here. Later, at the bridge, they start a conversation about the falling Sakura. The guy thought how great it would be to take a picture of her against the background of cherry blossoms. The next morning, he takes everything he needs with him and leaves the house. Later, he meets Isaki in a car driven by Dekeyama. They finally arrive at their grandmother's house. It's very spacious here. Isaki shows Ganta a backyard that leads to a huge lake, from where the view is extremely good. Their admiring is interrupted by the cry of Haya. Nakami decides to cook for everyone to eat. He noticed Isaki coming out of the bathroom at the table. Haya praises him. She teases him because by referring to Isaki by his last name when her sister is around. Haya finds a family photo album. She recalls a childhood incident when she couldn't go to an amusement park with her sister because she was sick. She notices her sleeping on the floor. Ganta, meanwhile, takes photos of the area. He reaches the temple. Meanwhile, Isaki's face is painted with a marker. Haya comes to him. Her sister took revenge on her. She tells him that she wanted to be the only one in the family before. She didn't like her sister's illness. She then asks Nakami about his relationship with Isaki. She said her sister was the one not to mess with. He told her how much he admired Isaki. Finally, the next pictures were taken. They turned out to be good. In the morning, Haya is already packing a suitcase. They say her boyfriend should pick her up. The sisters are fighting. Ganta woke up to their noise. Before leaving, she tells him about how her sister tried to show herself that she is not weak. The girl was upset when they helped her. She gives him a high five, saying that she is passing the baton to him. He doesn't know what she's talking about. She's gone. The couple realizes that they may miss the bus, so they hurry. Little Ganta wakes up early in the morning. The house is quiet and empty. He looks around everywhere and realizes that his mom has gone somewhere. The time is transferred to the current one. Nakami and Magari got to the bus. Their next target is Mitsukekijima. After the bus, they boarded the train, and with transfers, they still got to their destination. They went to look for a way to the island. They didn't see a single person on the street. Then the place became more lively. They reached a huge rock on the water. Magari is delighted. They are getting camping permits here and have pitched tents. Nakami took new photos in full. It was already sunset in the evening. There were no clouds, no wind. The guy is nervous. He decides to start shooting on camera at night. Magari read that in summer the rock is illuminated at night with lanterns. Nakami was upset. Then she read that they light up to 23 hours, then turn off the light. He was inspired. They decide to walk to the cliff. Ganta almost falls. Isaki grabbed him in time. The light is off. They saw a clear starry sky. They started taking a photo. In the morning they go quite tired. They went back to Grandma Magari's house again. It's very quiet here. Both are embarrassed that they were left alone. Isaki took up the laundry. The guy doesn't want her to wash his clothes. This time they have gyoza for lunch. They need to buy groceries, so they decide to ride to the grocery store by bike. They took everything they needed, including watermelon. They sculpt gyoza and put it to roast. It turned out funny that they stuck together. They take turns taking a bath. Magari sets the rule of boundaries in the bedrooms. Do not cross them until the morning. It's almost 11 o'clock. They throw funny photos to each other and chat about whether they can sleep. Unexpectedly, but Ganta fell asleep. In the morning they have pancakes for breakfast. Later they moved to a new location. There they camped again and took photos. So they traveled from one place to another, photographing many places. In the evening they decided to eat watermelon. Nakami says that nothing bothers him anymore. He doesn't understand why it happened. He burst into tears. But then suddenly Magari reached out to him to kiss him. Both are confused. The guy decides to go out to the backyard and accidentally fell into the lake. She pulls it out. He wanted to tell her something, but she suddenly asked him not to change anything until the end of the trip. He took a bath, and then before going to bed, he fell asleep again. The next day Nakami wakes up and discovers that he overslept. But it turns out that it's raining today. They are having breakfast. Nakami says that there is almost no money left. Isaki decides to do her homework. She gets distracted by all sorts of little things in every possible way, and then watches Ganta do her job. She suggests that he take a walk in the rain and raincoats. A strong wind was blowing. They liked it, but they were soaked through. Then they eat noodles. The girl tells how she usually enjoys food. After that, they go about their business. Suddenly they felt the tips of their feet touching each other. They were confused again. The next day the rain stopped. The guy offers to go grocery shopping. Magari informs that more people should join them soon. They met them. It was her friends and Yujikawa. He brought a lot of food with him. Mitoko offers plenty of fun. Anamizu brought a lot of bananas. Isaki notices some kind of powder. This is a flour. Mitoko has made a delicious omelet. Everyone liked it. Anamizu learns how to mix the dough properly while Kanekawa teaches Nakami how to slice cabbage properly. Later, the guy shows the photos he took. The girls went to a bachelorette party. Yukagawa tells Ganta that they are all rooting for these two. Then he asks him how he is doing with Magari. He realized that something had changed. Tao says Nakami has become cooler. Girls spend all their time. Nano decides to tell a horror story. Anamizu says that someone was screaming. As a result, they come back and a lot of small things happen by chance because of the fright of the girls. It was an ordinary deer. Later, the guys discussed the deer. Mitoko offered to light fireworks. Yukagawa wanted to play guitar. Everyone listens to his playing. Magari remembered that the song was from some kind of advertisement. The guys had a great time. The next day, the guys first engage in their pastime, and then the couple's friends are already leaving. Nakami said it would be clear weather. They will be able to visit the ruins of Mawaki. Isaki talks about her grandmother. She says Ganta would have been stubborn in his old age. When he asks her what she will be like at this time, she is not sure about her future. He took her hand. Her mother wrote to her. She found out about her sister. At the table, Isaki says that her parents told her to go right now. She refused. Ganta argues with her because it's wrong. Even so, she disobeys them. Nakami asks to kidnap her and finish the journey to the end. Magari is very happy about what Nakami said. At that hour, they took up the general cleaning of the house and also took all the most necessary food. Meanwhile, Yui receives a message from Ganta that they are going to the ruins of Mawaki. They left, but Isaki left a note for her mom. They got on the bus. The guy is very nervous because he decided on a rather bold act. They hold hands on the road. They get to their destination. The guy says they'll both get in trouble. And so, both are walking along the road. Suddenly Magari finds these ruins. They finally got there. She is extremely happy about this event and fell on Nakami in a jump. The couple is lying on the grass. The girl thought that he could go without her. He said that without her he would not have dared to do such a thing and thanks her. Isaki was confused. Later, Ganta takes pictures of the ruins. They are surprised at how ancient they are. The guy finally found a suitable angle for the picture. It was already sunset. The appearance of stars is approaching. Already at night, Nakami began to adjust the camera. The couple decided to take a walk. The guy remembers a moment from his childhood. Both began to examine the constellation. Magari wondered if the people who came up with the names of these constellations had insomnia. The first picture was finally taken. Next, a picture from inside the ruins. Isaki thinks, is this really how their journey will end? Ganta approaches her and takes her hands. He confesses his feelings to her. She replied that she had never been so happy before. Magari asks him to take a mirror image of where he is holding the camera. Then they lie and watch the stars. She said she wanted such moments to last forever. Ganta began to talk about his childhood with his parents. His family had never been get out somewhere before. One summer they went to the mountains. His mom was showing him the night sky. He was afraid of so many stars. Isaki told how she used to be afraid of black holes. Now the starry sky has become beautiful for the guy. They finally got their last photo. Summer holidays are over. School started. Her friends are discussing how Isaki was put under house arrest, and they are also surprised at what Nakami went to. Anamizu didn't do her homework. Yukigawa comes to Ganta's work. Yui said he had a day off. The astronomy circle, according to Tao, won the competition and received a dedicated budget. Night came. Magari records a podcast. She says that now she doesn't sleep because of the good mood. Neither she nor Ganta regret the adventure that happened to him. They began to remember all the moments that had happened to them since they first met. Isaki offers to celebrate the victory in the competition. Ganta realizes that next to her, sleepless nights are not so bad for him.